lands. Welcome to You've Got a Thing, an interview thing about Milwaukee theater things. My name is Jamie Gray, fill-in host extraordinaire, and with me today, sir, can you introduce yourself?
I can. Zach Thomas Woods. I'm a theater artist in the Milwaukee community, actor, director, playwright, whatever they need me to do.
Stage manager, as we were just talking.
Stage manager sometimes, sound designer, artistic director, what have you.
All the things.
All the things.
And then I realized too that the title cards didn't have your Thomas in there. I sincerely apologize.
You know what?
Misnaming you.
That's okay, and it's a funny story. Why? So everybody always makes fun of my three-name name.
Because you will eventually be a serial killer?
Yes. Okay. I mean, inevitably. I really feel like I'm going in that direction.
Cool.
No, I actually, when I graduated college, I lived in Honolulu for a while, and I was working in TV, and I was considering joining SAG-AFTRA for a while, and I could not join as Zach Woods because of the actor from The Office and Silicon Valley. So I stuck in Thomas, and now I always have to defend myself.
I have a similar story. Somebody had my name, as I used to call myself, in Actors Equity. And so for my first professional gig, I was like, okay, we're going to go with Jamie Gray, because that's nobody has that one.
It's a good name too. It's a good stage name.
It's great. It's just as one of my actors said, it just rolls off the tongue.
It does.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, it's very sonically impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I'm very familiar with how that, and that's a lesson to you actors out there, is that you, or any sort of like union theater artist kind of person, you might have to change your name to a serial killer style. Type thing. Which I was just watching a John Wayne Gacy thing on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Is it?
Like, it's very scary, entertaining. But I had to watch it because when I lived in Chicago, I used to ride my bike past that street that he lived on.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was like, John Wayne Gacy lived right down there. I mean, like in 1978, but whatever. But we're going to talk about some theater.
Speaking of murder,
you have a show opening today called Death by Design, which maybe John Wayne Gacy was into that too. But anyway, because you are doing multiple things on this show as well. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, because you were just like, I don't know what to say, because I've always said, I'm like, there's no way you would catch me acting and directing at the same time.
Oh, it's horrible. It's the worst. It's a nightmare. Never do it. Never do it.
But you had to try it once, right? You had to try it.
Oh, this is not the first time I've done it.
Oh.
I just don't learn.
Clearly.
This is actually a piece that I have directed. This is my third time directing it with Milwaukee Entertainment Group.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So it's sort of a fan favorite. If you've seen it before, definitely come see it again. It's got some new surprises. It's got some new cast members. And if you've seen it before and loved it before, there's a lot that you will remember that is the same. So come back and check it out again.
Very cool. I love that stuff where the like new iterations, and then you get to see new cast members, and then it changes dynamics and all those kinds of things. It's a very cool process.
Yeah, totally. So yes, I directed it this time. I am playing a role in it. I sound designed it. I did some of the prop hunting. I did some of the costuming. Amanda Hull did most of it, but I did here and there. So, you know, it's definitely
such a baller move. Yeah. And you get paid handsomely for that too, right? The multi-tier functionality. Yes.
Well, that's not why any of us do it, right?
Oh, it's not.
We
Oh,
do it
okay.
because we love it.
We love it so much. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Wink, wink, nudge,
And
nudge.
we do love it, of
Yes.
course.
Yes. But
But that's another discussion.
yes. Oh no, I forgot to turn off my phone. Bastard.
Who was it?
It was Ziegler Nissan because they're trying to get me to change out my car. I am not exactly sure why, but they've called like every day for a week. So
Okay.
cool. Anyway. I will put it on do not disturb now. Yeah, but okay, so how many times have you done this show?
This is our third time.
Is it your third time?
It is my third time directing. It's my
Okay.
second time acting in it.
Okay, so do you do it this pretty much the same way since this is your third time directing?
No, actually.
Okay.
This time we completely restaged the whole thing. So I took some of the bits and moments and gags that worked really well and brought them over.
Okay.
But I really feel like, to your point earlier, when you're bringing in new cast members and half the cast is new, I don't think it's fair artistically and creatively to just sort of jam them into a framework that's already been created. I think we owe it to those artists and to their talent and skill and creativity to create something new.
Yeah, I was more speaking to like blocking, like the blocking structure, but yes.
Yeah, blocking's completely different.
Wow.
And better.
I can't believe you have the headspace for that. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know that I did. Come see the show.
No, I'm sure. Like, I mean, like you said, like you do so many different things that when you have your feet in so many different things for as long as you have, sometimes it's just like second nature to sort of put pieces together and make things fit and work.
And what's really sort of the blessing and the curse of the space at the Brumder as a director. It's a really unique space.
Yeah.
And so as a new director coming in there many years ago, this is the first thing I directed there back in 2015. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to stage 8 people in this tiny space?
Yes.
At this point, I know how the space works, and there are only sort of so many things that you can do. So it really becomes pretty intuitive.
I mean, I did a show there back in 2007, 8, something like that. And we had 3 people. And yes, it feels like, I mean, the audience is
right
there. But so you're doing it in the which space? Or you're doing this a little bit differently, right? It's not in the fireplace area. It's in what is that?
It's in the basement, yeah. So they call it the speakeasy.
Speakeasy, yes.
But yeah, it's the traditional theater space.
Oh, is that rebranding? I think it was just called the theater, the downstairs theater when I did that. How many years ago is that now? 14?
Feels like yesterday.
Yeah, no, I can still see it in my head because, just because I've been so busy, I have not been down there, shame on me, since moving back to Wisconsin, but I can still see it in my skull because it's such a unique setup and it is so in your face, which is just awesome. Yeah.
Well, and then it has it just has such character,
Yes.
There's this beautiful grand staircase that you have to descend to get into the space.
Yes.
So Death by Design is a farce, and so of course we're gonna use that staircase to comic effect. I won't tell you how, but
no, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so talk about this farce a little bit, please.
Yeah, so it is a really unique play. It's by a guy named Rob Urbanati, who has a couple other things published. This is sort of his main piece. I just learned on Facebook, because we're Facebook friends, that this is his 160th production.
Holy cats.
Yep. So he markets it as Noel Coward meets Agatha Christie.
Okay.
So it's sort of that sparkling comedy of manners dialogue, and then this really complicated whodunit murder mystery that has its very own, Poirot-style character trying to put all the pieces together. And in staging it over the years, what we have determined is that it works best to play it as a farce. So
is it not supposed to be a farce?
I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
But
you're Facebook friends with the playwright, right? Like, would you not sometime cross that subject?
I think he adds people who work on the production, as we're not like good buddies who talk and have Zoom happy hour together.
You don't message him constantly.
But it just the dialogue and some of the situations really sort of insist on slamming doors and grabbing characters and lifting them up in the air and falling down and all those sort of classic pratfally slapsticky bits that we know and love.
Door slamming alone is I think door slamming, but in anger. Nope, even then. Doors, like 90% of the time, door slamming means farce. Yes?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And, here's our new marketing plug, is that after seeing the show last night, local theater critic Russ Bickerstaff says it is one of the most well-executed farces he's ever seen. So take that to the bank.
Thanks, Russ.
Thank you, Russ. Yes,
you gotta get that in an Instagram post for sure.
I know, right?
Somebody's got to be on top of that one. Yeah. So 8-person farce. And you're friends with him on Facebook, which is just funny. Social media is so weird, back in the day, there was no way that you could do anything like that. So now you get to have such a close relationship with contemporary playwrights. How young is that, Rob?
It's hard to tell. I think he's probably in his 40s or 50s.
There's no Wikipedia? Come on. Where it says 1978 or something like that?
Perhaps.
All right.
I'm not really concerned with his age. That doesn't seem.
So who do you play then?
So I play Edward Bennett. I am a British playwright in 1932. And my wife and I, Sorrel Bennett, who is the lead in my most recent play, played by Alicia Rice, who you may or may not know. I have a pretty close.
I've contacted that one a lot about stuff over at the Constructivist, and she is like, oh, I'm busy. I'm busy. So very in-demand actor.
Yes, she's great. So it's we don't sort of match super well physically. So we don't get to play together on stage a lot. So it's always fun for us to play husband and wife, or romantic partners.
I don't believe in that stuff. I personally.
Well, that's great. Yeah. I love that, but many other theaters do.
I know, but I personally think that things come from the heart space, and that's it. But I'm weird. I cast people with tattoos and earplugs, so that's my ball game. So are you all the only ones with accents, or what's the deal here?
No, so it's completely it's set in the English countryside. So we've got all kinds of dialects. We've got lots of RP British. We've got a Cockney. We've got an Irish. So it's very UK.
It's very UK.
It's very UK.
Okay.
Yes. Very cosmopolitan.
Yeah. Fancy. Do you have dialect coaches?
So I mean, I have a little bit. I have dialect coached it in the past.
Okay.
So you know, I did what little coaching there has been. You know, a lot of the people who are in it, half the cast has been in it before and have retained what we have done in the past pretty well.
Okay.
And a lot of the new folks came in pretty well prepared. So
okay. I mean, because I just came across it because we're, researching plays for constructivists next season. And one of the things that my literary manager tossed at me was something French. And I was like, it's not one of the better known, like RP. Yeah. And can you explain what RP is for people out there who don't know what that is?
Yeah, it's received pronunciation is what it stands for. And it's basically a made up British dialect that the absolute upperist crust, the monarchy and parliament and things like that developed to seem fancier and to stick it to the lower classes. So
pinkies out, pinkies out, British, yeah, because sometimes you, particularly in accents that are not as sonically familiar as like Irish is or Cockney or things like that, you do have to really invest in a dialect coach to really make the investment so that people are enveloped in the universe rather than focused on, oh, they're saying that weird.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think what's great about this piece is that the dialogue is definitely the strongest part of the play itself. It is so witty. It is so quick. It's very Noel Coward. It just sort of sparkles, and it lends itself beautifully to the dialects. So I can't imagine hearing it not in dialect.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes the sentence structure is written in such a way that it's like, is Urbanati British?
No.
Okay.
He's from New York, I think.
Well, New York is a very mixed kind of town.
Right.
Like you can just run into all kinds of people like that over there.
But it's things like they often talk about the weekend, and we would say weekend. Mm-hmm. He has hyphenated it every time, so we would say weekend. Which really puts you in the time and the place in a fun way.
Can I tell you something funny about weekend?
Of course.
In Polish, it's weekend because they clearly did not have weekends before they started traveling to America.
Really?
Yeah. So like my husband who's Polish will just like say things and it's like weekend.
I was just watching that that hilarious compilation on YouTube of in the last Harry Potter movie. There's that part where Ray Fiennes as Voldemort does this like silly laugh. Harry Potter is dead. Yeah. And like a fad right now is to take all of the like foreign language translations of it, all the voice actors, and just kind of make a compilation of them. And it is so funny because each one does their own riff on this goofy laugh.
Yeah.
But then Harry Potter is in English in every translation.
Yes. So, I must have this. You must send this to me. I must see it. I'm so fascinated by language and how things like that happen. I love like that very specific thing where it's like other language, English, other language. Because no, even Russian, like Russian. Sometimes when they translate to Cyrillic, it'll come out a different way. Like the way that they used to pronounce Jamie Lynn Gray. Anyway, another story for another time. You, sir, have a very busy day. And so I wanna get you out of here in a very timely fashion to get you to your other things in life. You all open today. Again, happy opening to the whole Death by Design team over there. You can go to Milwaukee Entertainment Group extraordinaire.com for tickets and more information. How much are tickets over there you got?
Tickets are, let me pull up my notes because I don't know it off the top of my head. $25 general admission and $20 for students and seniors.
Okay. Yes, because we must get the students in there to keep them interested in the theatre art form.
I mean,
older people just need the break because high Social Security.
And I would say that this show is great fun for any ages.
Oh, yeah.
We had a great sort of cross section last night, and everybody was rolling in the aisles. So
I have a major soft spot in my heart for farce. I just, there's something about slamming doors and accents that I just like to giggle and get a little happiness in my heart, of which this Cold Dead one, that doesn't happen very often, but farce, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything else you need to relay to the peoples out there before you head out?
I think it's just excuse me. I think this piece is just a really great antidote to a lot of the sort of darkness in the world that we have been experiencing. It is a murder mystery. There is death. There are weapons.
But it's by design.
It's by design. I'll let you figure out what that means when you come to see it. But it is truly fun. It is so much fun to watch. It is so much fun to do. It really is just a blast. I was writing my director's note the other day, and for some reason, I think about the characters in this play more in my everyday life than just about any play that I've ever written. There's something about the characters in this piece that I gravitate to so strongly. And he does such a great job kind of creating this cross-section of society. We've got a stiff conservative politician, sort of a young socialist firebrand, playwright, the actress, the maid, the chauffeur, the bohemian artist. It's everyone's represented in a fun way. So
can't have a good play without a bohemian artist. That's all.
That's right. It's kind of South Parky in that regard, where it avoids being offensive by sort of skewering everybody equally.
Okay.
Which is good fun.
I mean, I would say the next World War II play that you write, you need to put in slamming doors and a bohemian artist.
Yeah. I think that would really help.
Help the motif for sure.
Right.
Lighten the mood. Anyway, thank you, Zach Thomas Woods, future serial killer, for joining us today. Again, Death by Design, Milwaukee Entertainment Group.com, and enjoy the rest of your day and have a great weekend. And thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. You too.
See you later.
Bye.
Haha, that's who doesn't love a good farce? I'm serious. And for those of you who are like looking at this program from an educational standpoint, go find yourself a good farce, because it's a very specific genre that, like Zach said, it's just sort of one of those things that from 0 to 100, maybe 104, can really get into. Anyway, so thank you to him for coming on the program today. Let me talk a little bit about the things that are going on in the community other than that, and then we shall send you on your way. Yes. Just want to give you a heads up that we had talked about the Milwaukee Theater Standards. I think that was last week, the review that we are going through every year. We moved it to next weekend instead, so a week from tomorrow. The Milwaukee Theater Standards, if you're unfamiliar, was something that we took on at the Theater Alliance based on the Chicago Theater Standards to make the theatrical environment a little more dignified and safe and all those kinds of things. It's a big document, but I encourage you to peruse it. Check out the areas that are strike you as particular to you. And then you can come next weekend and we'll be having quote unquote office hours over Zoom to get your input on how we can improve it for the next year. Like I've said, that we want this to be a living document that is current and applicable to things that we are going through in our time. Sunstone Studios. Oh, you can go to Milwaukee Alliance.org to check that out. Sunstone Studios, this is their last weekend for their new playwright showcase. Again, new work. We do love the new work. Keep this going. And so you can check out a couple of these things that are happening. Mandalas and Mirrors has a performance tomorrow, and what else have we got here? Oh, that might be it. That's what you got. Go and check out that tomorrow by Amber Regan, who kept the space across the rep alive, and check it out. New work is awesome to behold. So that's at Sunstone Studios, mke.com. Next week, Windfall Theater is opening the Light in the Piazza on Friday. And they will be here next week to talk about that. So you can join us next week to hear more about the Light in the Piazza. But it's based on a novella by Elizabeth Spencer, and a North Carolinian goes with her daughter on vacation to Italy, and then there's love and some working through trauma that was experienced in childhood. And so it's from what I read from the stuff on the internet, it's a very feel good kind of piece, like Zach said about about death by design. It's just, sometimes we just need that relief from what is going on in the craziness of the world. But yeah, Windfall Theater will be with us next week, but you can check out more about that at windfalltheatre.com. There's one more iteration of the Aria project from Milwaukee Opera Theater that you can check out. 8 local artists used iconic arias to connect to something about their own personal pandemic experiences. They've been delivering these to your inbox, but you can go to their website and check out, I think, all of them now. And it's a really good way to find out what Milwaukee Opera Theater is about. If you are unfamiliar with them, you can check that out at milwaukeeoperatheatre.org. Skylight right now has, I think they've released all of their kids' rights program virtually. This is a program that is in its 22nd year now. It's for students from 3rd through 8th grade, and they are given a theme. This year it was fun, because again, we need that in our lives. And then they write about what, the importance of fun in their lives. And then professionals take these things and put music to them. And it's just hilarious. I saw one recently that was something about chocolate, and it was very funny. So because kids are funny, because they have less filters than we have, and their brains work in amazing ways. So you can check that out at Skylight Music Theatre.org. If you want that specifically, you can hit /fund, fun, FUN, and check that out. And then I always have to thank Imagine MKE for their intense and ongoing advocacy for the arts in Milwaukee, and us, the theater world as well. They've been working super hard to get more money into Milwaukee from specifically these ARPA funds that the county has been working with, the American Rescue Plan Act, to get 2% for arts and culture, because it's at like 0.02% or something like that. Just insane. And really just be in their faces and give them statistics about how art affects people's lives, and something that we're really pushing right now, because it's been so important in the pandemic, is how the arts improve mental health. I have said, and I'm very honest about this, is that one of the reasons I'm still on this planet is because of theater, because it gave me an outlet and a mental health respite to use that catharsis as a theater artist to put that out into the world, but also as a patron, you receive that relief from, whether it be farce and it's funny, or the light in the piazza that's more heartfelt, or the stuff that you see over at the Constructivists, which is dark and funny a lot, but dark, so that you can process those negative emotions as well. And so Imagine MKE that's their thing. That's their wheelhouse, is being advocates for all of us and for you as a patron, so that you have art that you can go and see. So, but that being said, we do need more of you to be advocates for the arts community, you, the patron, to be an advocate for us and for yourself. Like I said, it's very important for you to also be involved in this process if you want to continue to have art in your lives. Wisconsin is 49th in state funding, which is incredibly abysmal, considering that the 50th state is Arizona, and the only reason that they're that way is because they stopped funding altogether for the arts. So kudos to them, but being second to zero is nothing to be proud about. So I highly encourage you to write your representatives to let them know how art affects your life, and Imagine can help you do that. If you go to imaginemke.org/act, you can get templates and advice and email them. And sometimes they do educational sessions where you can talk to, like the CEO, David Lee, and they can help you become a better speaker to go to your representatives' offices and talk to them about art issues and how it affects your life. So they are a very helpful organization. I thank them for their service and for offering us this platform to help us be theater advocates and bring people on around the theater community to just let you know more about what's happening here that's outside of the big theaters that you already know about, the amazing shows that they're doing, but for groups like Milwaukee Entertainment Group that maybe you don't know about, to just promote and be a spotlight and an advocate for those groups as well, because they're part of the lifeblood of the Milwaukee community as well. So, as I said, Windfall Theater will be back with us next week, Friday live at 11 a.m. And I got to talk to Zach, because I always forget to ask on this program and make them do it, to host next week, to talk to the folks at Windfall, and then I can just be a nerd in the background, which is fun. Not that this isn't fun, not that I don't love talking to you, but I'm sure you're sick of hearing my voice. So anyway, join us next week. Thank you for watching this program live, or if you're seeing this on our YouTube channel or Facebook page, awesome, wherever you can watch this and learn more about Milwaukee theater. I'm game for it, but hopefully you can come back next week and ask questions live. We love that. We love having people involved in this process. But be well out there. Take care of yourselves, and have a great weekend. And then we'll see you next week on You've Got a thing.